So it turns out that GABA-A agonists, drugs that act, on the GABA-A receptor like GABA does, and open up those ligand-gated channels and allow for chloride entry, hyperpolarization, and inhibition, sort of quieting of cells, are extremely popular drugs. They relieve anxiety, for one thing. They calm down brain activity, and so they are called anxiolytics. They lyse or destroy anxiety. So anxiolytic drugs, and they also act to reduce the risk of seizure. So they're also called anticonvulsant drugs. And many of them are actually used for these purposes. And they include things like benzodiazepines, which includes, for example, Valium, right, or diazepam. They include barbiturates, like phenobarbital, for example. There are actually some endogenously produced chemicals too. These are called neurosteroids, which are generated in the brain, but from circulating hormones like progesterone, for example, and testosterone. And then another drug that has significant action, agonist activity at the GABA-A receptor that we'll learn about is, of course, alcohol, which can enhance through its agonist activity at the GABA-A receptor, sort of inhibition of cellular activity, notably like in the frontal lobes, right, where you might be, considering the potential consequences of your actions and, acting to inhibit, impulsive behaviors. Well, alcohol can act, at GABA-A receptors and inhibit, frontal lobe activity and release inhibitions to some extent, and get you, to forget or disregard potential consequences